Remember, there was three pieces to our Christmas offering, and then the telephone call came. The third piece was to Jarvnica, Slovakia, and it's a church we've helped before, and we were going to try to pay off about $40,000 for their new building that they just got into. I got a phone call Friday and said, "Hey, Scott, guess what? What? That need has already supernaturally been met by another church." Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome unless you've been talking for a month about your church meeting that need. And so this is just Friday. Typically Friday's my day off. I had a funeral for Linda Utley. You can be praying for the Utley family as Linda went to be with Jesus. But anyhow, I mean, I was busy doing some stuff. I got this phone call. It's like, oh, now what do we do? And it was just in a few moments that the Holy Spirit, I believe, orchestrated some steps here. And I remembered that, I think it was on Tuesday, I got an email from Project Rescue. It's a ministry that we already support. And Project Rescue is all over the world, ministering to those in the that are taken as slaves, if you will. I'm going to watch what I say because of the age of some that are in here, but if you can think of what kind of slavery that would be, push it to the very limit, and that's exactly the groups that they minister to the most. Women who are in South America, even in Africa, and in other areas that are saying, "Hey, would you like to be a nanny? Hey, would you like a better life? Would you like to?" And they're like, "Yeah," and make all kinds of money, whatever. They sign up, they go, and they end up being taken into that kind of slavery. It's horrible. The interesting thing is that even I've learned that many of those who are taken into this in South America are actually funneled through North Africa. Because from North Africa, if they're headed to Europe, from North Africa, they can just jump across the water, take a boat across the water into Spain. That's where the need is. In Madrid, Spain, there's a house. We have houses all over. Project Rescue does. Our missions partner have houses all over. And what happens is this is actually about 20 minutes from the red light district in Madrid. And what happens is when these ladies want freedom, and it's really cool how they can kind of undercover get a message into these ladies who are involved in this, and they can let them know there's a way out. And when they're ready to get that way out, they end up at this house. This house is where miracles happen. And this house is where the supernatural is confronted. And this house is where bondage and chains of pain and brokenness and hurt are prayed over. And people are set free. This is the first house. There's many houses in Spain and even throughout Europe. We've talked about this in India and other areas. But here's the challenge. They just received word that this house that they've been ministering out of in Madrid for over several years, the owner wants to sell it. They've had a great deal renting it, and the owner wants to sell it. And the owner wants to sell it to them, but it's going to be a total of $750,000. Here's the bigger challenge. Payment by the end of the year. That was in the email that came to me this week. They need $150,000 to put a deposit down so that Project Rescue can hold on to this house and continue to use it. After the gals go through this house in a couple of weeks of really deliverance ministry and really hands-on, just praying, asking the Lord to set them free from all the brokenness and the hurt that they've been through. They usually go on to another couple set of houses, and it's even a year or two that the local churches surround them and love on them. And so anyhow, they need $150,000 by the end of the year. Within about an hour or two on Friday of thinking, well, maybe this was it, Project Rescue is also a partner with one of our missions partners called the Stone Table. Stone Table is an organization that does business as mission, and mission is business. And so long story short, this organization called Stone Table of Indianapolis, when they heard that we might use this for our Christmas offering, they said, oh, well, hey, if you guys are going to offer this and you're going to maybe give towards this need, we'll match whatever you give up to $50,000. So, yeah. So let me just tell you the opportunity we have today. The opportunity through our Christmas offering is to be a part of the San Jose Church. There's a new church plant happening there. There's an opportunity to show compassion but biblical truth to the LGBT community. There's also an opportunity to see lives continue to be changed through the power of Jesus, through the power of the gospel, through what happens here in this house. Let me ask you something. Would you join us this Christmas? As you give to this Christmas offering, and I want to encourage you to begin to bring it today. Bring your offerings. As you give, I realize for some of you it's a tough season. Realize, like I mentioned in the prayer, I know some of you working in the factories, maybe you're not heading back till February. Well, here's the cool thing. I'm not asking you to do it all. What God's asking us is just all of us to do something, whatever we can. Would you give something over and above your tithe this Christmas season to invest in these projects overseas? If you'd like more information, of course, there's a video on our Facebook page. You can watch another testimony of a gal that's been through this house and has been set free, and you can all those things. But I just want to encourage you. Let's give. And how do you do that? Well, there's an envelope in the back of the seat, and just write in their Christmas offering. You can drop it in the boxes. And another option is, of course, you can give online. And if you go to our website or go to the Church Center app, and there's a drop down there for the Christmas offering. Just want to encourage you to give today. Just